Now, the fall of Call of Duty, I am going to be putting the blame on two types of people in this world: the people that absolutely love Call of Duty and the people that absolutely hate Call of Duty. Now, a lot of people can easily, and I'm saying easily, point at the people that absolutely love Call of Duty. And they definitely deserve a lot of the blame, as I will be stating later in the video. But know who also deserves a lot of the blame is also the people that absolutely hated Call of Duty. Just couldn't stand it, absolutely despise it. I believe they are also the reason why they ended. And really, just to make it simple, I'm going to start off why the COD community killed it. It was simple. A lot of camping and a lot of OP assault rifles and submachine guns did a lot of that. And Call of Duty kept on blessing them. Just gave them their blessing. Constantly filled it up with the most ridiculous amounts of these OP weapons. It was becoming insane. It was just too much. We just couldn't handle it. It was just way too much at some points. But it could still work, and it had a lot of replayability. So we still played those games. But at the same time, though, it happened, and a lot of people kept getting the game, and it was really easy to get up to. And to be honest, it was a reasonable formula at the time. But as time went on, it just became ridiculous. For instance, COD Ghost. COD Ghost had a lot of OP weapons while also having a lot of OP like assault rifles, SMGs, a lot of camping, and that completely backfired. They answered that and just made a camp fest, and it was ridiculous. Now, when it comes to the people who absolutely hate Call of Duty, Call of Duty actually listened to them. Call of Duty actually listened to the people who weren't really playing their games at the same time. And it was ridiculous. They actually pleaded to their ways. They added bigger maps, which is like definitely a Battlefield thing. Completely backfired in COD Ghost. Completely. While also, not only in COD Ghost that they added that, they also added a bunch of other jumping, and they just added a bunch of new innovative stuff that was bullshit. Now, games after a while need to change. No doubt about it. Games after a while need to have some sort of like difference. But at the same time, though, they ruined the replayability of it, and they added all that jumping around stuff. They became more futuristic, and it was so stupid. What they should have done was just kind of stick with the same formula, kept on adding in stuff. That's what they should have done. Really, Modern Warfare 4 wasn't really hard to ask for. COD Ghost? Why COD Ghost? I don't know why. COD Ghost just kind of came out of nowhere. It was just really so stupid. And it just really just didn't, it just wasn't necessary. They just added it in. They added it in. And all this futuristic stuff just changed too much. They actually put too much change in the game at some points in certain aspects, and then they didn't put enough change in other aspects, like OP weapons. They didn't do anything to really just like nerf assault rifles that much, when they should have really just put a lot more emphasis into that. And they really just did not. They just picked and chose the wrong things. They destroyed the replayability by doing that. What made Call of Duty great was the replayability. I played Call of Duty because I could replay it. The Call of Duties, when it came to replayability, were miles, and I mean miles, ahead of any other game's replayability. If you compared Halo 3 to Call of Duty 4 in 2011, where games are already are really old, well-established games, basically, that they're basically older, the COD 4 community was probably 5 times bigger than the Halo 3 online community. Both the games are the same years old, but it was a lot different. Why? Because of the replayability was just so much greater. And it really just showed with the amount of how many people just played it. And it was a really well-deserved props to Activision, who made Call of Duty. But when it also came to when it came to all like the bullshit and all that they put through Call of Duty, their fans kept on putting more and more of it in, and it was just ridiculous in that part. More camping, more assault rifles, and submachine guns. But at the same time, though, they listened to the haters who said they didn't change much, and then they made Call of Duty Futuristic Warfare, which is just absolutely mind-boggling ridiculous. Why would you do that? You had such a good formula, and it was just completely destroyed because of just like the fans, how they hate them. And also, even though I'm putting a lot of like blame on the fans and all that, it was the Call of Duty developers listening to them. Why would the Call of Duty developers listen to them? Because maybe one of their mottos or anything like that, they just ran like a democracy. They listened too much. It wasn't like a republic almost. It's too much like a democracy. Democracies are broken sometimes, and it was just easily broken. Where they should have just stick to their own guns. Really, not really trying to be punny right there, but they really should have just stick to it. And it's so sad what happened to it. And it's really just flat out pathetic.